This is your daily news report and your third stimulus check update and your stimulus package update as of Wednesday, January 27th. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced that the Senate will be prepared to vote on the stimulus package next week. This may be a sign that Schumer will use reconciliation, which means that the stimulus bill can pass with a simple majority and without the 10 Republican votes. On Tuesday, the Democrats introduced a bill that would raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2025. Senator Bernie Sanders said, "Let's be clear, the $7.25 an hour federal minimum wage is a starvation wage. No person in America can make it on $8, $10, or $12 an hour." The Senate is moving ahead and preparing for Trump's impeachment trial. They are currently swearing in the senators who will serve as the jury. Senator Rand Paul made a last-ditch attempt to stop the impeachment trial. Paul called for a vote to declare the impeachment trial unconstitutional, which ended up getting rejected. But the results from that vote have important implications, which I'll go over later. As of Tuesday, the world surpassed more than 100 million cases of COVID-19. This is your Wednesday news, and I hope you're having a very nice day. The Democrats, they're saying that they are working around the clock to finalize the details on the stimulus package. They are prepared to move forward with or without the Republicans, which means that reconciliation is definitely on the table. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer told the Democrats to prepare for a vote as early as next week. Schumer told reporters, "We want to work with our Republican colleagues to advance this legislation, but we're keeping all our options open, including budget reconciliation." However, not all the Democrats agree with Schumer's strategy. They want more time to negotiate with the Republicans and pass the bill with the 60-vote majority. Senator Joe Manchin said, "I'll guarantee you, I can sit down with my Republican friends and find a pathway forward. Let me try first." But progressive Democrats like Bernie Sanders insist that there is no time to waste. Sanders said, "People can talk to whoever they want to talk to, but this country faces an enormous crisis. Elections have consequences. The Democrats are the majority, and we have to act." President Biden says that he's open to compromising with the Republicans by seeing whether they should tighten the eligibility requirements to see who qualifies for the third stimulus check. It's unclear what those adjustments would be, but one possibility is cutting off stimulus checks completely to anyone making over $75,000. With the last stimulus check, your stimulus check money was decreased by $5 for every $100 you make above $75,000. So anyone who made under $87,000 qualified for a stimulus check, even if it wasn't the full amount. If Biden tightens the eligibility requirements, that would mean that less people would qualify for the stimulus checks, which would lower the cost of the stimulus package. This could be a compromise Biden would accept in order to bring down the cost to gain Republican support. So as you can see, Biden and the Congress, they are moving in different directions, even though they're trying to achieve the same goal. We'll have to see which approach wins out. If you're finding this news summary helpful, please be sure to subscribe. I'll keep you updated, and I thank you so much for your support. In political news, the senators who will serve as a jury for Trump's impeachment trial were sworn in yesterday. The Senate has now issued a summons to Donald Trump, and he has until February 2nd to respond. Trump has 6 days after that deadline to submit a pre-trial brief. So going by that timeline, the trial will most likely start on February 9th. However, based on the results of Senator Rand Paul's objection, the probability of Trump being convicted is not looking good. Senator Paul raised the objection yesterday morning as an attempt to get the impeachment thrown out. He said, "Are we going to impeach every politician who has used the word fight figuratively in a speech?" He then accused the Democrats of being deranged by their hatred for Trump. Only 5 Republicans objected to Paul's motion. This is a clear sign that most Republicans are unwilling to convict Donald Trump. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he was not discouraged by the votes. He said that the Republicans have latched onto a theory that Trump cannot be impeached because he's no longer in office. Schumer says that constitutional scholars have confirmed that an ex-president can be impeached and that the Senate will proceed with the trial. On Tuesday, Democrats in the House of Representatives and in the Senate introduced a bill that would raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2025. Under this bill, the minimum wage would be raised gradually over the course of several years. There would also be exceptions to the $15 rate for people like restaurant workers who make the bulk of their money in tips. State governments are not listening to Biden's executive orders on immigration. Yesterday, a Texas federal judge stopped the enforcement of Biden's executive order that would stop deportations for 100 days. In his lawsuits, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton said the Department of Homeland Security is required to consult with state governments before making changes to immigration policies. Biden's administration is arguing that was a rule established by the Trump administration, so that is no longer enforceable. However, the judge agreed with Paxton, saying that Biden's team failed to provide justification for why the existing laws should be changed. Following the judge's ruling, Paxton tweeted victory and described Biden's anti-deportation executive order as more left-wing agenda. Regarding the COVID-19 news, the Biden administration is negotiating a deal to purchase 200 million doses of Pfizer and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccines. Combined with the current supply, Biden said that there will be enough doses to vaccinate 300 million Americans. However, it's going to take Pfizer and Moderna several months to deliver on that quantity. State governors are demanding answers on what they're supposed to do in the meantime. New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo attempted to buy doses directly from Pfizer, but he was told that he cannot because the vaccines are under federal jurisdiction. Yesterday, the White House told state officials that all the remaining doses will be released in stages. Next week, each state will be given 10 million doses. But that still leaves most states with a big shortfall, which has caused the cancellation of tens of thousands of appointments. In the United States, we reported 142,511 new cases and 3,990 fatalities on Tuesday. This is according to Johns Hopkins University. In current events, the first private space crew for Axiom's SpaceX rocket were introduced on Tuesday. Each person will be paying $55 million for the privilege of flying to the International Space Station next year. The crew will be led by Axiom's vice president, who is a former astronaut with NASA. The crew will stay at the International Space Station for 8 days. Axiom says that this will be the first of several private crews to go into space. And it's always good to see companies treating their people well. Target is giving all their workers a $500 bonus to thank them for all their hard work. Target said in a press release, to show our gratitude, Target is giving $500 bonuses to all hourly team members in stores, distribution centers, and our headquarters. Target also said that they're committed to a $15 an hour minimum wage going forward. Additionally, Target will extend their COVID-related benefits to employees for the rest of the year. And I wanted to leave you with some advice. If you have one or more children and your income is around $50,000 or less, and you have not filed your tax returns, then you definitely should look into it. If that situation describes you or someone that you know, then you probably missed out on thousands of dollars in the earned income tax credit on your tax return. That's where the government literally gives you free money. You can go back 3 years and claim it all. However, after 3 years, you forfeit that money over to the government if you do not act. That's the news for today. If you enjoyed this report, please subscribe, and I thank you so much for your support.